For the hospital fortress, the sort of lowest level of heist, we knew we were going to have to go somewhere to get real snow because we wanted to have a ski chase, we wanted to have all this stuff going on.
The whole process of Canada was very exciting. We actually started building that set as early as the company was shooting in London, because there was a very long build time on a set like this. You know, you needed sort of 15 weeks to build something like this at high altitude.
We're at Fortress Mountain up in the Nakiska and Kananaskis Park. It was formerly a ski hill, which has now been closed for about 4 years. Here's our long shot down the parking lot. Again, one of the first main challenges we had was getting our material from way down there up to the hill, which we managed to do with a D9 cap through mud that was about 2 feet deep. But we ended up skidding all our material up, and it was a fun beginning for a project. This is where the sniper is pretty much going to be set up to do his shot into the safe house, and you can see the spectacular cliff in behind them. Here we are at the back part of this set where we have our the big vent going in. There's going to be quite a bit of action getting in here along this edge. This was apparently one of the big shots so that we could see the face of this cliff, you know, along the side of the building to give it that very mountainous look.
And as the months went on, the set moved from its timber structure through to this rendered plaster finish to look like concrete. By the time the team got to this stage, it was so cold that they had to invent ways to keep their materials from freezing. Particularly the paint from freezing on the brush. So a lot of antifreeze was actually mixed into the plaster mixes here and the paints to keep them in liquid form so they didn't freeze before they got to the surface of the set. Finishes are pretty authentic to a building that would have been built perhaps in the late 40s, early 50s, of concrete and steel. And superb finishes by the Canadian crew, headed up by Alf Arnton Construction and Bill Ives, the art director. So hats off to them for helping me finish the set.
The set itself was enormously impressive. Yeah, I think the cast, when they came up there, they assumed it was a real building until they got up close to it and knocked on it and realized it was made of wood rather than concrete. But it was extremely substantial. It was a big set, but at the same time, you never ran out of angles on it. It was always a different way of looking at it to give you a different vista, a different bit of architecture to highlight. It was a great playground. We had a lot of fun shooting in and around it.
Look at those mountains. How can you go wrong?